because it's going to teach you how to do hard things that you don't really want to do, but you kind of just have to. There's going to be so many things that come along the journey of doing that where you're going to feel like you can't be bothered to do this task or that task, something you have to do that's required of you. You come across and you realize this is really hard and I don't even feel like I want to do this. That's something you're going to be up against pretty much all the time whilst you're trying to grow your business. But the good thing about keeping your 9-to-5 job whilst you're doing this, that's the type of stuff you're going to have to do with your 9-to-5 job anyway. It's going to train you on how to get used to that sort of thing. With certain kinds of jobs, you might even be able to get a loan from that company. If it's a big enough company, you might be able to get a loan interest-free from them. You can use that loan and actually invest it into your business. For example, with my current job right now, I was actually able to get a loan of up to £7,000 interest-free. If you can work hard for someone else, for someone else's company, someone else's business, someone else's dreams, if you can work hard for that, you can definitely work hard for yourself. Now let me break this down. Okay guys, welcome back to another episode of Emotivation. This is the segment of the clips where we'll be talking about different kinds of advice, tips and tricks to help those of you who are also going on your creative journey, trying to grow your own business, or just chase your dreams or goals in general. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe and stay tuned because we'll be posting more and more videos every week. Alright, so today I got another important video for you lot. Today we're going to be talking about the importance of why you need to keep your 9-to-5 job whilst you're trying to grow your own business. So there's a couple different things I want to talk about when it comes to this. Okay, so reason number one why you want to keep your 9-to-5 job whilst you're chasing your creative dreams or trying to grow your business was because it's going to teach you how to do hard things that you don't really want to do, but you kind of just have to. The ability to do that is something that's going to be so important for you whilst you're trying to grow your business and chase your creative dreams. There's going to be so many things that come along the journey of doing that where you're going to feel like you can't be bothered to do this task or that task, something you have to do or that's required of you. You come across and you realize this is really hard and I don't even feel like I want to do this. That's something you're going to be up against pretty much all the time whilst you're trying to grow your business. But the good thing about keeping your 9-to-5 job whilst you're doing this, that's the type of stuff you're going to have to do with your 9-to-5 job anyway. It's going to train you on how to get used to that sort of thing. You got to sort of think of it like a muscle that you're building up. It's something that you can get better at over time. If your 9-to-5 is not the main thing that you want to be doing in life, it's the perfect environment for you to train up that muscle that requires you to do hard things that you don't really want to do. You're going to have your managers, your boss telling you to do a load of different tasks. They're probably going to be hard, probably just going to be something that you'd rather not do. But if you're doing that day in and day out for a long period of time, maybe a couple of years in your 9-to-5 job, eventually you're going to get really used to doing that. When you do get to that point where you're just working for yourself on your business and you come across these different scenarios and different situations where you have to do a task that's required for the growth of your business that you don't really want to do, you're already going to be set up to do that kind of thing. It's going to come naturally to you because you've been doing it already in your 9-to-5 and it's just going to be so easy for you to do for your own business. This kind of links to my second reason on why I think it's so important for you to keep your 9-to-5 job whilst you're trying to grow your business. That reason is this: if you can work hard for someone else, for someone else's company, someone else's business, someone else's dreams, if you can work hard for that, you can definitely work hard for yourself. Now let me break this down. One thing I learned when I tried to dive straight into trying to grow my own business without having too much work experience or life experience or just serious experience in an already established business, one thing I realized, we don't really take ourselves that seriously. Now let me explain this. A lot of the times when you're working for someone else in a 9-to-5 job or any other kind of job that's for someone else's company, someone else's business, but it's providing you with a stable source of income, at the start you're always going to take that a bit more seriously than whenever you're trying to do your own thing and work for yourself. Let me give some examples to really try explaining to you what I'm trying to get at. There were times where I'm doing my first few jobs, maybe it's a warehouse job or a retail job or whatever, even though I didn't take it that seriously because these jobs weren't that important in my life at the time. I found myself waking up on time to get to these jobs. I found myself going out my way to try my best to not be late, turn up to as many shifts as I possibly can and stuff like that. I say all this to explain the difference in how most of us will probably approach trying to do our own business at the start anyways. So for example, when I wasn't working for someone else and I was trying to work for myself, maybe for the first few days, first few weeks, I was waking up on time, turning up every day in my office set up at home, working hard on my online business, whatnot. And I was being pretty consistent. But after a while, it gets to a point where you start to not take your business as seriously. I don't really know why that is, but there's just something about life in the sense that when we're trying to do our own thing and it's not really bringing in a significant return on investment of our time and effort, we just don't take it that seriously. So eventually after a while, I wasn't being that consistent. I wasn't really going in my office, opening my laptop, working on my online business every day. And then even the times when I did turn up and try work on it, I was waking up late, so starting work on my business quite late. I was getting distracted. I was going on my phone. These are the type of things you wouldn't do when you're working for someone else and you're doing a job. You wouldn't just randomly go on your phone. Well, depends on the job. I found myself getting distracted on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, going on social media, messaging my friends, stuff like that. Just not really showing a high level of dedication ultimately going to be needed to really take your business and your dreams to the next level. I say all this to explain that it's so important to do a 9 to 5 for a significant period of time so you can get used to really exerting yourself and going hard for someone else's business and working hard in someone else's company. Because realistically, if you get to a point where you can do that consistently, you turn up every day, you put in a shift, you take it seriously, you bring results, you just really get used to treating someone else's business like seriously and putting a lot of effort into it. Eventually, when you do now later on decide to go full-time into your own business, you're going to come with a different kind of energy. You're going to be even more serious because you've already got to a point where someone else's business is not even going to leave any sort of legacy for you. Someone else's idea, someone else's dream, someone else's vision. You're putting a serious amount of effort into that. You're working hard on that and you take that seriously. You treat it like it's your own thing. And if you can do that for someone else, you can most certainly do it for yourself. And I feel like that's just another important skill to have under your belt when you're trying to prep yourself to be in the best position to actually grow your own business. Moving on, reason number 3 on why I think it's so important for you to keep your 9 to 5 job whilst you're trying to grow your business is because you need the money. I can't emphasize this enough. You need a stable source of income whilst you're trying to grow your business. That's literally, like, in my opinion, a non-negotiable. I've touched on this before in my previous video about the truth about quitting your 9 to 5 job whilst you're trying to chase your dreams, but it's so important. I'm just going to have to touch on it again and even explain different kinds of things that your 9 to 5 job can provide you in terms of a stable source of income and money to help you grow your business. To be more specific, what I mean is, like, obviously we know the basics, like having that stable source of income is going to help you just remain calm and level-headed as you're going on your journey of trying to grow your business and chase your dreams. There's going to be a load of different obstacles you're going to face that might require a significant amount of money to overcome those obstacles. That might be paying for certain services that are required for your business. That might mean paying for certain pieces of equipment, certain spaces like a studio space, or, you know, hiring certain people. I'll touch on that a bit more later. But yeah, there's all sorts of different kinds of things that you might need for your business that's going to require money. If you don't really have a 9 to 5 job whilst you're at the start of your business journey, you're not really going to be able to acquire those things that you might need. That's going to get really stressful, and these are the type of things that might put you off trying to do the business altogether. But even aside from that, not only can your job provide you with a stable source of income to sort of help you pay for different things that you might need whilst you're growing your business, with certain kinds of jobs, you might even be able to get a loan from that company. If it's a big enough company, you might be able to get a loan interest-free from them. You can use that loan and actually invest it into your business. For example, with my current job right now, I was actually able to get a loan of up to £7,000 interest-free. I'm actually planning to use that to invest in my business, to pay for things like marketing, advertising, and all sorts of other really professional things you might need to take your business to the next level. These are things that no one really talks about on the internet. Like, no one told me that you can actually get certain kinds of jobs that are actually gonna give you loans that can be quite large amounts of money that you wouldn't really get anywhere else interest free. Obviously there's other ways to get loans. You can get loans from the bank. It's a bit more risky trying to do it that way because you might have to pay interest on it. Yeah, we all know that can get long, basically. I think a good way of taking out loans to invest into your own business might just be you getting that loan from your 9 to 5 job, because I honestly think that might be one of the least risky ways of taking out a loan and paying it off in a way that's a bit less stressful. Because with this type of loan, little chunks get taken out of my salary each month, and that's what's used to pay back for the loan. That's another thing to consider in terms of the different ways in which having a 9 to 5 job can sort of provide you the money you need to invest in your business. Okay, moving on to reason number 4. Another reason why I feel like it's really important for you to keep your 9-to-5 job whilst you're growing your business is because you need to learn how to work in teams. This might sound so simple, like, why do I need to get a 9-to-5 job to learn how to work in teams? We do this all the time. If you play sport, you know how to work in teams. You might just think like, yeah, you can work in a team, you can lead people as well, stuff like that. One thing I realized after working in different sorts of corporate jobs for a while now, there's a certain way in which teams operate on a high level that is not so straightforward. One of the best ways to learn how to operate at that level of teamwork is through your 9-to-5 job in a corporate environment. For example, I'm even someone who, for the most part, I didn't even really like working in teams. I've always tried to do things myself, but even just having exposure to the company I'm working at now has shown me the power of working with other people and how much further you can get when your business is managed by not just relying on one person, but relying on a whole team of different people who can bring different unique skills and strengths and unique skill sets. Now, to be honest, I think it makes sense why some of us might not be so inclined to work in teams, might be quite resistant to that. And I think, if I'm honest, a big part of that is because we don't know how to work in teams. I feel like that definitely was the case for me. I don't think I learned the best ways to work with other people, and it's not easy, to be honest. It's something that it takes time to learn, and you need to be in the right sort of environment to really learn how to do that well. Like I said, I think one of the best environments to learn that in is in your 9-to-5 job, in a company that's already established, that has multiple different teams, potentially teams across the globe, and they've already got systems and processes in place that are pretty much top level ways of managing teams. You can literally learn this for free in your 9-to-5 job. Not even learn this for free, you can get paid to learn these things just by keeping your 9-to-5 job. Trust me, it's really a game changer once you see how the big players manage different teams and use that to make their business more efficient and productive. Listen, if you're really trying to go all the way with your business and make something and grow something that's really big, potentially world changing, you're gonna have to work in teams. You literally can't do everything by yourself. This is something I've learned recently. Probably gonna touch on a bit more in detail in another video. Long story short, you know what they say, if you're trying to do decent, go by yourself, but if you're really trying to go far, then you've got to go with other people. Okay, and finally, my 5th and final reason why you need to keep your 9-to-5 job whilst you're trying to grow your business is because if you really hate your 9-to-5 job that much, then keeping it is pretty much the ultimate motivation for you to actually blow and make things happen with your business. Really take this in. If you don't like your 9-to-5 job and you don't like lifestyle having to work for someone else, you having to turn up every day, well, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, again and again, week after week, month after month, year after year, is going to be a constant reminder of why you need to be working hard on your goals. It's literally going to provide you the best incentive on a regular basis to stay consistent, stay productive, and keep chasing your dreams. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes you need that negative motivation to fuel you to keep going, because there's going to be a lot of times where you don't really feel like it. You don't want to do the things you know you need to do to keep growing your business. Sometimes you're going to be feeling less motivated. Sometimes you're going to be feeling lazier than usual. Sometimes you're just not going to want to do it anymore. But if that 9-to-5 job is something you really despise, then every time you turn up, it's going to be a constant reminder of why you can't give up. So I say, if that's the case for you, that could be another reason why you need to keep your 9-to-5 job, because that might be the only thing that really pushes you to go all the way with your goals. That's the time which means I'll end this video now. So yeah, those are my reasons for why I think it's so important for a lot of us, most of us, average people trying to grow a business from scratch, from nothing. I honestly think these are the reasons why it's so important to keep your 9-to-5 job whilst you're going on that journey of growing your business, chasing your creative dreams, chasing your creative goals. These are things I had to bear in mind recently within my own journey. I'm sure that this is probably going to help some other people out there also listening. But yeah, to wrap things up, if you like this video, make sure you give it a like, make sure you comment, and make sure you subscribe. Tune in every week because we're going to be dropping more videos like this on a regular basis. If you can relate or have any other similar experiences you want to share, make sure to drop that in the comment section down below. And other than that, thank you for listening. See you in a bit. Bye.